ना लागी गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार गुरु भगवंत गुरु का शब्द बेटे कोई गुरु का शब्द न बेटे कोई गुरु नानक नानक हर सोए गुरु नानक नानक हर सोए मेरे पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु भगवंत Please tell us, what is a guru for us who are seeking the truth?
The guru actually is the polar star around which all things revolve. He is the unmoving one, the core. To live with your head at the master's feet is to live on top of the world. I discovered this at the feet of my master, Babaji. From here I can say with my full heart, enter the boat, the Guru's boat, because it's through the boat of the Guru that you can sail across the ocean of samsara. Samsara is really a life of sorrow, suffering, pain, confusion. All beings are in this ocean of samsara until they awaken to the true Guru within themselves. Guru is actually our own self, that while we are under the spell, the hypnosis of conditioning, whereby we think that we are only personal, the person, this sacred truth is hidden from us by the veil of ignorance. So Satsang invites all beings to enter into this beautiful relationship, which will not end in a relationship, but will bring you home into the unity of being. Home.
Guru meri puja Guru Govinda Guru mera par Brahma Guru Bhagavan Guru mera deo Alekh abheyo चरण गुरु सेओ चरण गुरु सेओ गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु बिन अवर नहीं मैं था गुरु बिन अवर नहीं मैं था अन बिन जपो गुरु गुरु नाम अन बिन जपो गुरु गुरु नाम पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरा ज्ञान गुरु हृदय ध्यान गुरु मेरा ज्ञान गुरु हृदय ध्यान गुरु गोपाल पुरख भगवान गुरु गोपाल पुरख भगवान गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु मेरी पूजा गुरु गोविंद गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म गुरु भगवंत गुरु की शरण रहूं कर जोर गुरु की शरण रहूं कर जोर, गुरु बिना मैं नाही होर, गुरु बिना मैं नाही होर। गुरु मेरी पूजा, गुरु गोविंद, गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म, गुरु भगवंत, गुरु मेरी पूजा, गुरु गोविंद, गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म, गुरु भगवंत। गुरु बोहित तारे भव पार, गुरु बोहित तारे भव पार, गुरु सेवा जमते छुटकार, गुरु सेवा जमते छुटकार। गुरु मेरी पूजा, गुरु गोविंद, गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म, गुरु भगवंत, गुरु मेरी पूजा, गुरु गोविंद, गुरु मेरा पार ब्रह्म, गुरु भगवंत।
Thank you, my dear. Namaste, everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadguru Shri Moji Ji ki Jai. Thank you, Anna.
Hello, Father.
Hello.
Hello, can I come in?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Hello.
I can hear you, my dear.
Okay. Father, there's a lot of suffering here, a lot of suffering. And sometimes the concern for children is so much that it becomes really unbearable. I mean, Father, I become very panicky now, and I just don't feel like doing anything. I just don't want to go out. I want to sit in a lonely place and just listen to satsang. That's all. But then again, there's a feeling: what if? I mean, this would have an adverse impact on children. I don't know how to deal with this fear, Father.
What is the fear that if I'm in satsang, that will have an adverse impact, is it?
Yes, all the time. I mean, doing nothing and just sitting on satsang, and yeah, I'm constantly worried. What would the children think? And my concern for them is also so much that, it has become an obsession. Like, if they're not doing well in school, I lose my sleep. So, father, very difficult.
So right now, is there suffering?
Well, yes, a bit.
Okay, so if right now there is suffering, every part of you is suffering.
Every part of the body.
Every part of you is every part of you suffering.
Mm, yes.
Every part is suffering. And that which witnesses this suffering, that is also suffering.
No.
That is outside of you.
Mhm.
That which witnesses suffering, that which witnesses sensation, that which witnesses all of this play, what is happening to that one? Is that somebody else?
No. But the sensation of suffering is so overpowering that
For that one, for the witness, it is overpowering. Who is it
no, not
overpowering?
it becomes very difficult to cope with that anxiety.
It becomes very difficult to what?
To cope with the anxiety.
Yes, yes, yes. The sensation of anxiety is there, the sense of suffering is there, but isn't there also this witness which remains untouched by any of this? That which is looking, is that also suffering? Is that also anxious?
No, actually, father, it becomes so overwhelming, the fear, the anxiety, that I start reacting.
Yes, because you have put your eye in the wrong place. You put your eye in the place of movement. You say that which is moving, that which is anxious, that which is suffering is I. I am saying when we look, we find that I in reality is not touched by these sensations of anxiousness, by this sense of suffering. Now, don't go with what your mind is saying about this. When you look, what do you find?
lot of lot of noise and lot of sensations.
That is also seen.
Yes.
What happened to the seer? Are you the noise or are you the witness of the noise? Actually, it is impossible not to suffer if you believe yourself to be an appearance, that which is changing, moving, coming and going. Because it is this sense of change, this lack of stability, which itself is suffering. Is the ocean suffering because the wave is going up and down?
No,
And if you are the wave which is going up and down, then who is aware of this wave, the ups and downs? Who is the witness of them? Is that also going up and down?
no, actually, but the thoughts arise and subside in such intensely.
Wait for the next very intense thought and tell me how it is so intense. What is so intense about it?
Like, for example, like, if my child is not doing well in school, so it creates a lot of fear in the mind.
The thought in itself is not intense. Because to one who has no children, If the thought comes, oh, my child is not doing well, it is meaningless. So the content of the thought could be the same, but the intensity depends on how much you believe it. And the belief in the thought is dependent on what you believe yourself to be. That is the root of this suffering, the false belief that I have about myself. And there is no end of suffering if we go like this trying to sort out my life, to give myself some better experiences. As long as we don't clarify this me, either we clarify this me or we surrender this me, only that is the end of suffering. I know right now if you look, you will not find a prachi. I have been asking for 3 years. Nobody has found it. So I can say with great confidence now that you will not find it. If you cannot find prachi, why do you have to believe prachi's thoughts?
I feel as if my participation is very important, and if I don't participate in it, then
Yes, but who is this I that must participate? For a minute, don't worry about the appearances. Don't worry about what is appearing and disappearing. Just look at who is watching these appearances, who is looking at them. What can you say about that? Is that which is appearing and disappearing more intimate to you, or is this unchanging witnessing more intimate to you?
the witness, obviously,
Hmm?
the witness,
Can't hear you, my dear.
the witness, Father, the witness.
The witness, okay. So how about we give some concern to this witness for a change? Because you've given so much concern about that which has been appearing and disappearing. You see? So how about instead we look for what the witness wants? Because the witness is closest, you say, closer than any appearance. So what does this witness want?
What can a witness want, Father?
Okay, so the witness cannot want anything, and the witness is closest to what you are. Therefore, what can you want? You must be an appearance then to want something. If the witness cannot want something, then are you an appearance that you want something?
Can I remain the witness all the time? I mean, is it possible?
Okay, you tell me how you leave the witness. I say it is impossible to leave the witness. You prove me wrong. Don't be the witness, be something else. The mind says, can I remain as this all the time? Is it possible? I'm flipping the question around. I say, can you not remain as this? Can you leave and show me? Stop witnessing. Become an appearance and show me. How will you become an appearance? The false can never become truths, and the truth is never false. But you have the power to believe the false, and this belief is dropped away in the light of our looking. You see that there is a witnessing and there is the appearance. And you find that I cannot become the appearance. But only the mind speaks to you as if you are an appearance. But even this appearance you can't find. You cannot find the appearance of the person. You can find the appearance of a body, but the body has no concern about the children. The body is not frustrated because of some life event. So this I which says, can I remain always as the witness? Cannot, because this I doesn't exist at all. It is just a voice that you're hearing and believing. That which is the witness already is you.
Father, is it really possible not to believe the thoughts that arise?
Yes, believe me. Do you believe every thought?
Yes, most of the times, yes.
But any thought can come next, no? Any thought which will come next, you will believe it.
Yes, it happens.
If the thought is saying, let's go to the moon tomorrow, you'll believe it.
No.
Why? Why is it not needed to believe our thoughts? Because the thoughts are always referring to you as the non-existent one. No thought is meaningful to that which you really are, to awareness. No thought is meaningful to that which you are playing as, which is consciousness. Because God doesn't need a thought, and only God is. Therefore, there must be a belief somewhere that there is consciousness and there is prachi. And this prachi
Hmm.
is thoughts. But this prachi you cannot find. That which is running this universe, that which is running your body right now. What thought is it using to run your body, to beat your heartbeat? All the organs to be functioning. So if your body is functioning on its own, the world is functioning on its own, what is this prachi controlling?
Father, why is it not so easy to implement this?
Because you're buying all this. Okay, keep this one aside. Next. Don't believe the idea that it's not so easy to implement. Then right now you have some trouble. Are you suffering right now, in this moment, this instant?
No.
No. Now don't buy a thought. Remain here. Stay still. Let everything come and go. You don't move. Let the body move, but you don't move. Suffering now?
No.
No. Just stay here. Is there anything difficult about this? Don't pick up a thought. Go with your own direct seeing. What's so difficult? Isn't it natural? You're just here. Now suffering?
No.
Now you can only suffer if you buy some thought. So when the thought comes, but what about my children? Then the inquiry is who? Whose children? Who is speaking to who? The thought is who, and it wants to speak to who? Let God be the parent, because only God is.
Yes, Father, I guess I'm too involved in their lives.
Yes, but don't pick up this I. You see, every time you pick up a thought, you
Yeah.
pick up the idea that you are this I. God is very involved in God's life. You know, I used to play like this few months or maybe years ago. I used to say for a day, don't use the word I, say God. Even if it sounds like the most arrogant thing. So now speak as God, let's see.
And I always have this question on my mind. When would I awaken?
Say again.
Always have this question on my mind that when would I awaken?
Still can't hear you, my dear. Maybe the mic of your device is not close to you.
Okay. The thought
When
that when would I awaken
when
is
would God
always troubling
awaken?
me.
When would God
Ah,
awaken is the question.
yes.
See, because we ourselves say God is everywhere. If God is everywhere, then there cannot be a God and a you.
Yes.
God is all there is. We cannot find this Prachi. We looked, we looked, we looked. This being we cannot stop. This is consciousness. This is beingness. This is that I am, which is referred to in the Bible as I am that I am. God said. So this we can find. So let's use that biblical definition. I am here means God is here. There is no separate one here. Many of us have this idea that there is a person sitting out inside our heads or something and driving from there. Sitting, press this button, move the hand. You see, there's a controller, which is like a person sitting there, yeah, inside the head and controlling this life. But then the brain surgeon would find it, no? Nothing like that is found. Then many also say that, yes, yes, all this is fine, but actually I know that my brain is doing everything. My brain is doing everything. You see? So do we know how to control our brain? Do we know how to even fire one neuron in our brain? So then if the brain is doing everything, you are still irrelevant. Because then the brain is God. Whichever way you look at it, I, the seeming person, is completely irrelevant. Are you scared of irrelevance?
No.
No. Very good.
So finally, how do I get rid of this person, Father?
How does God get rid of the person?
Yes.
Because God saw that there is no person. If you
So
find the
maybe I'm
person,
believing that this. Yeah.
we will treat the person together. But if you cannot even find that which you want to get rid of, then how to treat this? Besides your thoughts, is there anything which tells you that you are a person? The presence that you experience is not personal. The awareness of this presence is not personal. This body doesn't want freedom, doesn't want to get rid of the person, doesn't want any of this. It is not personal, it's just a innocent instrument. So if you don't believe these thoughts, is there any evidence of this person? Why you want to get rid of that which you cannot even find? Okay, let me put it to
Yeah.
you another way. Okay, suppose you came into satsang and
Yes.
I looked at you and I found the person and I got rid of it. Okay, then I said the person is actually gone. It was here, okay, it was here, but I've taken it away. But the only thing that is left is that these thoughts will come which still belong to this person. You don't bother about them. How's that? Huh? So someone the other day we went for a movie together, all of us. So they asked me, so Father, what is your superpower? Just playfully, somebody asked. Now suppose my superpower was this. I look into your eyes and I remove the person. But I say that, there will be some withdrawal symptoms, there will be some thoughts which will come, which still will belong to that person. Just like when you shift into a new house, you see, you still get some mail for the previous one, no?
Yes.
Isn't it? So I've removed your this one and I've given you this house to yourself, but you'll still get some mail for the previous tenant. So don't open that mail, don't believe that mail, it's not for you. Then how is it? You say I want to get rid of the person. I say, no, you come to satsang, I get rid of it for you. Done, gone. Now, do you pay the bills for the previous one who used to live in your house?
No.
No, isn't it? So then don't pay this bill of suffering for that which does not exist. So the mail is coming, the next letter came. It's saying, no, he's just making it sound too easy. Actually, it's not like that. Are you going to believe that mail or you're going to believe me? Hmm?
Thank you so much, Father.
So welcome, my dear.
Father, may I come?
You can come.
Thank you. in the last couple of days, there's been a lot of physical resistance to the truth. I noticed in yesterday's satsang, I don't know, there was something very tangible, some tangible resistance to hearing you.
Yes.
And earlier I was listening to some Rupert Spira,
Yes.
and he was talking about awareness.
Yes.
And it felt like a sharp knife against my skin. And I was really trying to be there with him, listening. And my body just had these reactions, very strong reactions. You hear me okay?
Not great, but it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. Should I repeat myself?
No, I got it.
Okay, good. So sometimes there's intense moving around. I'm
Yeah.
not able to sit still or focus. And so when you were asking about the thoughts and with the last question, oftentimes I don't have any thoughts, but the body is having reactions.
Yeah.
And this identity has had a lot of negativity around body.
Yeah.
As a child, there was a lot of illness. There was abuse. There was sexual abuse. A lot of negative attention towards this body, and somehow if it feels like it's being released, maybe,
Yeah.
but it's very uncomfortable. There were times during Rishikesh this season where I would be sitting on the couch here, listening to Muji, and fortunately my sound was off because I was like thrashing around, and I let it happen.
Yeah.
I just let it happen because I knew I needed it to go, and so I let it happen. I wanted to share. I wanted to bring it out. I wanted to expose that. That's what's up right now.
Yeah. All this release is very welcome, actually. I know it doesn't feel good as it is happening. And yet, somewhere even you know that it's better for all this stuff to come out in this way. Sometimes it even happens that in satsang there can be some shouting, some screaming. And some have come and asked me, so isn't satsang supposed to be a blissful, joyful experience? Why are these people screaming? You see? And I have to say to them that these are just muffled screams from the past, which are being let out now, are being released now, because there is space now, as we're experiencing the space of freedom. It is also the release of past conditioning. And it's very good that it can be released. I have never said that you must come to satsang all smiley and lovey-dovey or something like this. It's completely okay to come just as you are. Some days like this, some resistance is coming. Some days, some anger can come towards me also. Now, you don't have to bring it on. Yeah? I've seen this also many times. It can be that You see, sometimes the softest and the most docile ones have come in satsang and shouted at me, saying, "What is this? Are you aware now?" Yes, I'm aware. So what now? Why you keep asking this thing? What is the point now? Next, go on. What's going on? So all of this is allowed as long as it is coming with integrity and honesty, and it is welcome actually. Because actually, what is being shared in satsang to the mind is the most frustrating, torturous thing. Because we are constantly saying, don't believe this guy, don't exist as a separate person. Only God is. There is no individual, therefore there is no individual will. Just the opposite of the messaging of the mind. So we
So
can expect the mind to be happy about it. Because everything reverse what the mind is trying to convince you. And that is why those with just a mental curiosity cannot survive for long in satsang. You are able to come because the urge is deeper than that. As our concepts are being destroyed, as this sense of separation is being dissolved, all of this pent up stuff is bound to get released. And neutrality, of course, is the best way, the wayless way or the pathless path. Just the simple allowing. And as we go through this together, you will find that all this stuff runs out actually. All of this stuff runs out and it leads to so much more spaciousness. And as you find that this is what is happening, that leads to the development of trust. And with trust then automatically dissolves a lot of this doubts and resistance and things like this. And as we go along more and more, then we find that this trust has actually become devotion. Not necessarily a devotion towards someone, but just the presence of this sense of gratitude and love mixed called devotion. And when we are so full of this devotion, then fear cannot coexist with this. So I'm happy that in the face of seemingly strong resistance, you continue to find yourself in satsang and allowing all of this stuff to release itself.
it seemed important today. I set my clock to get up early, and because for me the satsang began at 4 a.m. So it's about it's 5 a.m. here. Um, and then I'll plan on being at the next one. I know you're taking a break
Yes.
for yeah, I know that. So I felt very like compelled, like, oh, I've got to go to bed early enough so I can at least wake up for this one, and
Yeah.
somehow I'll function for the rest of the day. I feel driven to be here. That's how it is right now. I've let some friendships go. Oh dear. I am working, I am going to work, and I'm maintaining my dance career. Those two things. And I'm keeping in touch with my mother, who will be 98 next month. So those are my main things. And then satsang. And everything else is organizing around satsang. That's how life is right now. So it feels like the most critical thing I can do.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Because many times some of us will say that, oh, I just don't have time for satsang. Is it? But it's never a question of time. It's only a question of meaning or priorities. So as we find that this urge for self-discovery is getting deeper and deeper, then it doesn't even feel like an option actually to come to satsang. It just feels like, yes, of course, where would I be? Where would I rather be? Nowhere else.
Yes, that's how it feels. It's like there is no option. Like, yes, I have to be here. There's no question.
Yeah.
This leads me to something else that I've been wondering about,
Yes.
and that is your process of giving names.
Ah,
What is he says. What is that? And what does it mean and all that?
yes. So, as all of you know, actually, that Ananta is a name which has been presented to me by my master. And it just felt that there was a time. Why I always say this before the naming ceremony is because this is how I felt. Is that even the word which is used to refer to this one, let that word also be an utterance from my master's mouth. There comes a time where we feel like our entire life is just in service to the master, in love to Guruji. And your own name, the label for the identity which seem to exist, starts to sound a bit alien as that self is dissolved. So then this request can come to the Father to say, Father, even what the world refers to this one as, let that be an utterance from your mouth. And of course, with this request is also the sense that I trust, respect, and surrender to you completely as my master. And I have no doubt that your pointing, your presence is that which will bring me home. So this naming or initiation is usually those who have like a devotional temperament, this sense of surrender to the master. It is by no means a prerequisite for freedom. It is not a requirement of any sort. It's just another part of the play, but a very sublimely beautiful part of the play. Many times it can also be that it can be considered some sort of a novelty that I have a Sanskrit or Hindu name. It shows how much I've progressed in my spiritual journey. But it is not about any of that. And from the master's perspective, it's just a beautiful blessing. It's a beautiful invocation to God and usually aligns with what is needed energetically. So that's the explanation which appeared today. I don't know. I might say something different about it tomorrow.
Uh-huh. It came up for me with my other guru, with Chi, and I went 3 times. It's a very long process, and there's a lot of people who want names, and she doesn't give as many as she used to. But I tried 3 different times and wasn't selected, so clearly it wasn't to be. But I was present when you gave Divyana her name and Hari his name, and I was very moved. And I've begun to wonder if maybe I've been waiting to get a new name from you, which I didn't know, but now. And the feeling is that I would want to be there in person, if that were to happen.
My advice would be don't bother about this aspect of it at all. One day, if you find that your lips are moving and asking for a name, then your lips are moving and asking for a name. Don't even presume in person or online or anything. Just let it happen on its own when it is meant to.
Okay, I can do that.
No planning about this one because ask, if you plan asking for a name, the request for a name actually implies that I've surrendered to you. So you can't plan the surrender.
I understand. That makes sense. Okay, I understand. That's good. Thank you. That makes it all free. Like, okay, good. I don't have to think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, great. All
Very,
right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm going to be meeting your wife tomorrow.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Yeah, with Shakti and Radhika. We're going to meet in San Francisco for dinner.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm excited. I'm very excited.
Very good. Very,
Yeah, very
very,
excited.
very happy to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
It's good you reminded me also, and I should mention most of you must have seen the announcement in the groups, but as most of you know, Guruji's retreat is starting, and tomorrow will be the last satsang before that. And then Bangalore, all of you in Bangalore, welcome to watch the retreat from my house here. And then we resume when the retreat gets over. So today is the second last satsang before the retreat starts. Where are you going? Lock her up in the room. Today you said after today? Flight is when? Monday. Okay, so Vedika asks a question with three question marks. Must be urgent. No? He says, Beloved Anantaji, the release of quote unquote dark matter and cleaning out seems to take forever in me, and I am running out of time. I am running out of time. Run out of this I. Run out of this I instead. You cannot run out of time. Time is running inside you. Time might run out of time one day, but you cannot. And you know what I mean. As long as we keep reinforcing this sense of I, which itself is saying, why am I not done with this I yet? That is the reinforcement coming in the guise of an advisor. Because right now it's done. Then you said, also I feel ashamed that despite taking name from you, I continue to be interested in all forms of spirituality and keep don't believe your next thought only for emergencies. Very sweet. Don't believe your next thought only for emergencies and life or death situations. With love, Vedika. This is good because at least we know that in emergencies or life or death, we run to the truth. You see? And that one which can spot these things cannot truly be stuck in these things. Because if you can see that this is how the play is happening, then you are not constricted by the play. The mind is saying, but this is taking forever. When will it end? But is it really taking forever? It's only been a short amount of time when compared to the time in which all of this conditioning was picked up. And as I've been saying, there are two aspects to freedom. The first is the recognition of what we are, which is always now. You cannot miss it now. And you have recognized this. And the second is the dropping of prior conditioning, which only means all that which I have attached to I am. So if you don't attach now to this I am, the idea that I am running out of time, then you cannot say I'm running out of time. Just let I am remain as I am. Because otherwise, what are we doing? We're cleaning the house. You see, we're throwing it into the garbage can, all the dirt, and then we are emptying it back again into the house. You see, if we're throwing out conditioning and bringing it right back in, then it can seem like an endless process. This is the prolongation of the seeming spiritual journey. But the truth is much simpler than that. Because it is actually conditioning which is working so hard to keep itself alive. Every moment it is done for. Just now it is done. Don't attach anything fresh to it. Because when you attach something fresh now, then the prior Garbage also comes back. So if you refuse to buy any doubt from the mind, any idea from the mind, nothing even about the past, no idea about how the future should go, then what is left to be done? Even if some energetic release is happening, even about that, if you're not buying a thought about that, then it is nothing. It just feels like some strong sensations which are appearing and disappearing. So what you're saying is, don't believe your next thought is only for emergencies, means when it's like a band-aid which you use in your first aid kit. You see, when something feels hurt, then you take out don't believe your next thought and use it that way. But even this doesn't work, because don't believe your next thought is not a personal strategy. Why does it work? Because there is no bondage and you are the self. The false is not here. The ego does not exist. Nobody is suffering from any sensation appearing even in the body. There is no sufferer of them. The only way you can play as a person right now is by believing your next thought. There is no other way to do it. Therefore, as we remain in this, it feels like, it seems like, we have cut off the oxygen to this non-existent person. Now, if we go back and forth on this, so sometimes we give it oxygen, sometimes we take away the oxygen, sometimes we give it, we take it away. You see? Then the journey of this non-existent person seems to prolong itself. The person comes into satsang. Well, not really. It just seems like it comes into satsang with this idea that I will get something, I will find happiness, I will become peaceful. It expects this garland and a halo at the end of satsang. But what does it find instead? It finds that there is an axe, no garland, no halo, there's an axe. Then says, okay, I think I need a break. जा रहा बेटा? ठीक. Just when the non-existent person's non-existent head is coming on this non-existent guillotine, it wants to run. And it finds any excuse to run. It can be, I'll never get it, or I got it. It can be, I want to focus on my life and sort it out first. On the so-called responsibilities that we are taking care of. It can try and create some confusion in the mind between what different teachers are saying. It can get into a very intellectual mindset. The mind itself can start speaking a lot of words that it heard in satsang. All of this just to avoid the guillotine. And yet within the sangha itself, you will find many who are not believing most of their thoughts now. And you can see that they are not suffering. What other proof do we need? There comes a time where we stop playing games. And when we find then something which smells of truths, then we hang on to it for dear life. All our struggles are personal. All these battles we are fighting are not about you. Satsang is just a response to the holy yearning of God to speak to God, of being to commune with itself. Allow your mind to give up, because it is not your mind which will enjoy your presence. It is not your mind which will recognize the truth of what you are. Allow your mind to give up and allow me to talk to myself. Just now you are free. There is no other time to be free. It's only about now. There is no bondage. Even if the body was in chains, full of painful sensations, you could not be bound. Now you are free. Freedom is your true nature. And clearly some of us are recognizing it. No? It's good. It's not bad. Huh? What? You sounded like a man. You're really dropping all identity. You don't have to be sorry at all. There's nothing. I'm sure you didn't mean to sound like a man, did you? Nothing wrong with sounding like a man in the first place. What does a man sound like? They're asking for who's laughing. One second, there's a queue also. Now everyone is behaving themselves. They stopped. I should just. Who's laughing? Who's laughing? Okay, so first, Krishna wants to come, no? And then Om Shanti has a question. We look at that, and then Azhar. Okay, let's see. 15. Let's see if we can close at 6:30 with 3 questions.
I'll be quick, Father.
Oh. Now we lost you after you held it like that. No.
Okay, now can you hear me, Father?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to come in front of you, Father. So much exposing of really dark secrets has happened in the last few days, and I didn't want to hide from you after doing that. And the Sangha also, and I just wanted to come up here and just be up here, Father. That's it.
Right. You know, our secrets seem the darkest to us.
Yes.
To everyone else, they just seem like, okay, that's how it was. Now, we won't embarrass you by sharing it in open broadcast.
You can if you want, Father. You can do whatever you like.
Be careful of the invitations you give me.
I'm here for the ride, Father. It's you're driving, so whatever you do will be the right thing, Father.
All of these that we are hiding, these ideas we've had in the past, or even events which happened in our lives, they seem to take up so much space. And now we are cleaning house, getting rid of all of these things and not replacing them with new things, not to be replaced with new spiritual concepts. We're not to get rid of old concepts, personal concepts, with new spiritual concepts. Nothing at all. It is this nothing which the fear is in response to. This nothing which is here right now is what is scary. Because there is nowhere to hide in this. It is just too open. Stay in this openness, not as somebody, but as nothing itself. And let the mind throw whatever it can at you. Let this world of appearances throw any sensations it has at you. You don't believe yourself to be that which you cannot find. Allow all of this to release itself. Whatever the mind has to say about it, you are that which does not come and go. Let the mind come and go. Let everything come and go. You just remain open like this. Thank you, my dear.
Thank you, Father.
Right. Then Om Shanti is here for the first time today in the Hangout. Welcome, welcome, my dear. Good to have you with us. You typed in a question. You said, how am I able to clean the person out if I'm looking with the eyes of conditioning? I can't seem to create anything without a thought. There's still an I who identifies with the movement. How am I able to clean the person out? Don't try to clean the person out. Yeah. Okay, let me do it. Just look at me. Let's see if you can find the person. Yes. You person out, out, out. That's out. So now person is out. Okay. Person is out, but it will still get mail. It'll get old emails. You don't believe these mails. Can it be this simple? Yes. Are you reading old email? you. Thank you, my dear. Okay, Azhar can come. It's okay. Maybe you can sing something today after a long time. Who feels like singing? She wanted to sing. Yeah. In the mic? You want this one or that one?
I was coming with so many vibrations of nervousness, so I just didn't want to rush. There we go. Is it on? Ananda samsara samudra tara Nahukayitavyam Guru Bhakti Tavyam Vairagya Samrajita Pujanabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Kavitvarvarashi Nishakarabhyam Dahuldargitarvam Mudamalikabhyam Durikadanamra Vipatitavyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Natahayayo Shripatidam Samiyu Karapshidapyasha Padari Devayaha Mukakshavaches Patitam Hitavyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Nalika Nikasha Padahita Darbyam Nana Vimohadi Nivarakarabhyam Nama Janapi Stratatitar Prarabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam Namo Namaha Shri Guru Padukabhyam.
No, it's very, very beautiful. Very जय जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। 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 जय राधा रमन हरि बोल। जय 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 जय राधा रमन Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman. Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman. Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman. Hari Bol. Hari Bol 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 Hari Bol. Hari Bol 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 Hari Bol. Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Raman Hari Bol. Thank you all so very much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Moji Ji ki Jai. Thank you, Krishna, for moderating today. We can end the broadcast now.